Oh no, I'm not kidding. I'm testing some stuff out. I had to plug a bunch of stuff into other places that they were unplugged from. And so I have to see if it works. I have been under my desk all day. That's all you need to know. Hold on. Now let's see. All right, let me see if this works. Hold on one second. Let's go try push this button. That's right. All right. How y'all doing? Okay. It's Sunday, and I've got to muck around with my setup because I had to pull a bunch of wires and reroute some stuff, and that always makes my stuff all cattywampus. So, hey, what's going on? All right. So, just hanging out, doing my thing. And got my hair up under a hat because I've been crawling around under my desk. And I tend to lay an arm on it even when it's in a ponytail, it's that length now, where if I'm crawling up, literally laying sideways under the desk, plugging in computer stuff, I will lay my arm on my hair. So, that's happening. All right. What's going on? The audio sounds all right. Does it sound cool? Does it sound loud enough? It looks good volume-wise in there. It's close enough to my face, I think, in general. And I thought it was simple, right? No, he always wears the same black one, right? I tried this is a cool one. It's got Daredevil on the inside of it. It's an alternating Punisher Daredevil. I don't know where I even got it, but I like it. Sounds all right. Sounds good. Excellent. And I look normal to everybody. Everybody, like, camera-wise, I look all right. Are you sure about that? Are you absolutely certain? I think it looks fabulous. I gotta say right now, clear, sharp, clean, and ready to go. That's right. I don't want to be miserable about it. I just want to think, hey, man, I think it looks fan-damn-tastic. Listen here. It looked good. Everything's looking good. You're looking good. What you doing on a Sunday night sitting on your couch in your shorts doing whatever? Buddy, old sister, come on now. All right. Enough of that. Let's see. Okay, so this is the rest of the camera. Oh, my hair's on. Hi. Yes, that's is this the new Mac? No, it is not. Not yet. No. I'm that's the next big test. So I had to arrange all the peripherals so that everything's wired up so that when I do the computer swap, it'll be relatively seamless. Now, the only issue is that right now there is no way to get my get Ficus on the Mac, as it were. So that's my main hang up. I'm trying to find a workaround on that. But yeah, so I look slimmer. It's the hat. It's the hat and the neck. You can see my neck. Anyways, hi, how you doing? So we'll test a little bit. I've got just for gets and shiggles. And by the way, while you're in here, you feel free to hit the likes and all that kind of stuff. It's not mandatory though. This is just this is just me trying. Like this is what my evening was made up of. These things and this type of Velcro wire ties, and then these are these things are magic. They're under the desk, kind of like they've got a sticky on one side, and then you wrap a wire in it, and then it holds it in there, and it keeps. That's really useful. Those I saw those at Home Depot, and I was like, boxes, please, boxes of them, many boxes. I also have this thing, which is it's a strap, but so that I can strap on my computer. Wait, yes, I'm just starting. I'm just popping on. Welcome, whoops, stay. I have wired up I've gotten all the wires up off the floor, even the dangly bits, so that chip shouldn't be an issue, and the Roomba can come in here without grinding the entire show to a halt, which would be the big thing. If I could just set my Roomba loose in the office and just let it sweep in here, it would handle a lot of the cat hair issues that I have in the situations of, you know what I mean. So, anyways, I said strap on and strap in, and I think that, yeah. So the background looks good. It's a good background. I have another one that I'm gonna put in. Motley Crue Roadie cosplay. That's right. No, this vest. I love this vest, and it was in storage, and with a bunch of jackets in a vacuum sealed bag. You see, as the man of the house, I have come to terms with the fact that I'm not only the most expendable member of the household, that in the case of danger, I will be the first to die. I'm cool with that. I've made peace with it so that everyone else can live. Not just running foolhardy into something, but I am the sacrificial member of the family. If there's a noise downstairs, I get to go check it out. If there's an electrical or flooding related issue, I get to stand in water while trying to reattach wires. I get it. It's a guy thing. It's I guess it's the integral part of the patriarchy is that we all just get to, die 10 years earlier, anyways. So there we go. Oh, good. I'm glad you like this audio quality. I've been working on it. I want you to know I'm putting my time in, as it were. And then, of course, above and beyond the fact that I'm like just the sacrificial male in the thing, is that my stuff doesn't matter as much as everybody else's. Like if you have a storage space, and all my stuff will be in bins on the bottom, being crushed. You know when the bin gives out because of the weight of the bins above? Yeah, that's where my stuff will be. And I've got, I'll deal with it. I'm okay with it, I guess. But I did manage to, in moving some stuff around, find a vacuum seal bag of some of my jackets that had been deep sixed. Half of you get it? I understand. Something dumb to be done, you're it. I see. Oh, it's dumb? I get it. Yeah. I would like to say dangerous, but not dumb. Necessary danger, not just rando danger. It's not like a redneck celebration where like, all right, whose turn is it to ride off the end of the shed into a kiddie pool on a bicycle? Right. I don't mean that. I mean stuff that actually matters. So anyways, this is a test. That's right. This is only a test. Hi, hi, Diana. So let's hop on over to our friends at the Moms of America podcast, everybody. Hi. It's the Moms of America podcast. We're going to drop in. They're only there for a couple minutes, about 15 minutes of this, and they have an interview with Donald Trump. And it's Moms of America. And we didn't get to see, there's like Moms for Liberty, and then there's Moms for USA, and then there's Moms for America, and then there's Moms for MAGA. There's MAGA moms, and then there's, Mothers on MAGA mom something, which is spelled with two M's at the end, but also pronounced mom. And yeah. Yes, coming soon to Dollar Tree, MTG's book. Oh, by the way, hi, chat room. I should say hi, even though this is not an official broadcast. Oh, my hand disappeared. I got to fix that part of things. That's the other thing, too, is my friggin' green screen is the end of it. It goes all the way to here, but it's just whatever. I've got more room this way, but I can't. I'd have to move the whole. Maybe I could. What if I drag the whole desk like that way? No, okay. Talk about being electrocuted. All right, yeah. Mothers Against MAGA. So let's jump in and check out. In this late night, I've got to test the audio and make sure that the clips are volumes loud and all that kind of stuff at the proper amount. So here we go.
To be interviewing President Donald Trump today. And yes, you guessed it, the moms are at Mar-a-Lago. We're so delighted that the
moms are at Mar-a-Lago. A mom, that mom, By the way, Melania isn't, so.
Taking some time out today to talk about his vision for America.
Yeah, I'm sure he won't repeat anything that he's already said, and it's going to be magic.
And most importantly, the issue.
Sound okay? Does it sound all right, everybody? In the mix and whatnot? Just checking.
Issues that are facing moms today.
Yeah, and if anybody knows about what moms go through, it's the guy who said, "I don't change diapers, that's woman's work."
Stay with us.
Welcome to the Moms for America podcast.
For America. I didn't realize they dropped the A because it's moms, I guess. Moms for America. Moms for America.
Each week, special guests tackle the issues facing the moms of America today. Discussions include personal stories and advice on how moms can build a strong foundation of faith, family, and freedom.
But not fathers. It's not the fathers for faith, family, and freedom. It's the moms for matrimony, misogyny, and MAGA.
And their homes and country.
Okay, I guess there's probably some recipes. Have you used that like goo that cleans up stuff? You know what I'm talking about? It looks like slime or silly putty, and you can slam it down in your car in the little thing, and it picks up all the blech. And then I'm like, what are we doing? I just throw it out. It's so nasty. That kind of question.
Abby with Moms for America.
How are you? Nice to see you.
Nice to see
Hello, is in balding.
you.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much, Mr. President,
Thank you.
for meeting with the moms.
Woof. They are not doing him any favors. I have to say, MAGA, real quick, just a note. Your hero does not look good in 4K. No one over 70 does. That's why we lose our eyesight as we get older. It's what keeps relationships together. It creates a fine fuzz over the wrinkles. You know, it's nature's Photoshop. You know, that's why old people are like, "You're as beautiful as the day I met you." I'm over here. You're as beautiful as... Right. You know, understand what I'm saying? This is not... Shit.
Moms for America podcast.
Right. Holy shit. If anybody has I've got in trouble for speaking up at a PTA meeting because all I suggested was that we arm the kindergartners. It's Debbie Crowlitis.
I know how busy you are.
Is he, though? I was just at the omelet bar.
And you're really so special to us.
You are special to us. The kind of special you have to read too slow.
So let's get into this here. You spoke at the March for Life, and you talked about how moms were heroes.
Uh-huh. And that was off the cuff. You really thought that. And how, you know, and you like heroes that aren't captured. So what does that mean? Do you think a woman's place is in the home, and is that like being captured? And if it is captured, are they still heroes because you like heroes that weren't captured? Explain.
And the crowd went wild.
Mm-hmm. With laughter.
Why are moms heroes to you?
Yeah, why are they? Why are moms heroes to you? This is going to be good. This is going to be fucking poetry, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Sunday night. I'm just testing my stream. Let me know if there's anything that I can improve on that's within the realm of possibility. Here we go.
Because they do everything.
This motherfucker. Because they do everything.
They are so incredible.
They are so incredible. It's true. Moms, when I think moms, I think, wow, moms are so incredible.
You look at, I hate to use the word statistics, but
why?
Statistically, when you have a great mom, you have a great young woman or young man. It just works out that way.
No, it doesn't. Also, what he means is, if it's a single mother in a household and she doesn't suck, her kid will be great. Whatever. What the fuck does that mean? If you've got a trophy wife that maybe has divorced you and has a large stipend to live off of, and the kids have everything they need, then statistically speaking, my kids, if you look at them, I've got 4/5 kids, and we're doing like 80-20% right now.
And dads are very important also, but
Right.
that mom is so special.
I'm sorry, I'm getting teared up. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was going to be moved by this because it's so, you know what I mean?
And taken people that really would have had a rough time and made them super,
Yeah.
made them tremendously successful. The love.
What? So a kid, I guess a baby, maybe a test tube baby, motherless, would have been just a blight on society, but the mom can take that child and make him super successful. That's what women are. They're basically like a Tony Robbins seminar with a vagina. What an asshole.
Whatever it is, there's a lot of ingredients. You know, moms do a lot of things that people don't think about.
Well, you.
And maybe it's the little things that count, but
maybe. Probably not. It's probably just the big things.
Very special. My mom was very special. Very special people.
Did your mom?
Yes, they're very special. My mom was special. Moms are special people. Moms are people too, I like to say. They're almost human if you think about it. If you know, in the context of being alive.
Did you ever think that you would become president of the United States? I've always wanted to ask that question to you.
Probably not, but you know, every once in a while she'd say, "Oh, you should do that," but
no, she didn't. Every once in a while, she said, I'm raising Hitler. And that's what he meant by like, well, it's kind of the same thing.
No, I don't think so. But she was a great mom, very loving mom, a very good person.
Very good person. That's how I talk about my mom. Don't you talk about? Yeah, my mom was a very loving person. Good, very loving mom. Very good person. Very good. She had all her limbs. And never actually took a shit on my chest at camp.
One of our other favorite moms is Melania.
Mm-hmm.
How is Melania?
She's great.
I have no idea. Really. You've probably seen her before. Is she around? Because usually when she gets a whiff of me, she's out of here like some grease through a 10-year-old goose. Just
Great. She's doing a tremendous job with my son, who's a fantastic guy.
Yeah.
He's a good tall guy too, very tall.
What's his name?
How tall is he now?
I'd say 6'8".
Oh my goodness.
So he's up there, right?
Yeah.
But he's a great young man, and he's a very good student. And I think he's doing a good job, Baron.
All right, finally, he managed to squeeze his fucking name out after saying his son is doing a good job. At sun stuff, I guess. Run that by me again, asshole. Hold on.
My goodness.
So he's up there, right?
Yeah.
But
How tall is he now?
I'd say 6'8".
Oh my goodness.
So he's up there, right?
Yeah.
But
He's up there, right? I check in with other people about the height of my son.
He's a great young man, and he's a very good student. And I think he's doing a good job, Baron. I think he's doing a very good job.
He is doing a good job as my assistant deputy secretary of Sun, in the general job category of Sun. He's doing he's definitely fantastic job being a Sun thing, doing Sun stuff.
17 now, Baron, right?
Yes.
Okay, so at 4 years old, there's that CNN interview with him, and it was the cutest thing ever because you said to him, listen, no drugs, right?
Right.
No alcohol, no cigarettes, straight A's, no tattoos.
And that's the last time you did any fathering at all. Now you're done. I'm done with this father stuff. Wipe his ass. I'm out of here. I'm going to go fuck a porn star. I told him the 5 things on the list that the counselor said he had to hear.
Are those words the advice that you're still sharing with your grandchildren now?
Well, I do, and
when they're 4, don't do any drugs, don't smoke, drink, or any of that stuff, because you'll end up in a Mexican insane asylum, and it's just terrible what's happening to our country. We're in hell. You know what? You should probably do drugs. We're in hell right now. Just smoke them if you got them, kids.
the tattoos, I think, are in a little different category. You know, you have people, personal preference, that's their
Right.
preference.
Yeah, think tattoos aren't what they were, decades ago when my son was born, who's 17.
But no drugs and no cigarettes, and it's just, in the old days, I had a brother who was a fantastic guy.
In the old days, you had a brother who was a fantastic guy?
He'd look at me and say, no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes. But actually, the drugs was much later, really, because if you look at drugs today, it's like today so much is drugs, less
it is. Today, so much is drugs.
is alcohol.
Yeah, less is alcohol, so much is drugs.
Cigarettes I always add in. It's not.
Yeah, you just add cigarettes. I mean, you don't even have to, I guess. Oh, shit.
Not a positive thing.
Right.
Yeah, probably not a positive thing.
And if they can avoid it, that's a great thing. But
yeah, if they can avoid it. I mean, if it's sometimes smoking is unavoidable, you know what I mean? If you become a mine worker in the 30s or a gumshoe detective in an old movie, or you just don't look tough and you need some help, then it's unavoidable. Then kid, you're gonna have to smoke, I guess. I mean, look at your face. I mean, but as tall as you are, you probably won't have to do that shit. You'll smoke and they won't even know. It'll just look like cloud cover.
I would tell my kids before they'd see them every day, I'd say no drugs, no alcohol, no cigarettes, and
just around the breakfast table. That was the whole thing. You just ran them through the checklist and then left for work.
So important.
Did you say no porn stars? Just that never came up. Not that it should. I certainly think no, like they're not carcinogens. I can speak from experience, but I no porn stars while you're married and your wife has just had the kid you're talking to. Maybe that. I mean, I would narrow focus it a little.
Ivanka would say sometimes, Dad, I know what you're going to say, Dad. Please don't say it. And I think it had an impact.
Oh, yep.
Jeez, wait, Ivanka would say that?
No alcohol, no cigarettes. And
yeah, so important.
Ivanka would say sometimes, Dad, I know what you're going to say, Dad. Please don't say it. And I think it had an impact.
Oh, absolutely.
Why would your kid go, Dad, don't say it. Stop telling me not to do drugs. What? Were they drinking at the time?
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Look at your kids. They're stellar.
Amazing. When you have...
Yeah, they're stellar. They go on hunting trips to shoot staked down or trapped exotic animals that are on the verge of extinction. Listen to me. Extinction. Your namesake son is glassy-eyed and fucked up on his podcast all the time. Eric, honestly, we wouldn't even know if he was high because he's just dumb. And I'm not worried. I wouldn't worry about heroin in terms of Ivanka, but she's definitely injecting something into her face.
One of your children or your children on drugs, it just puts them at such a disadvantage.
Right.
Doesn't it? Yeah. I mean, Hunter did okay. Obviously, you have to love your kids for them to recover from addiction. That's the thing. It's probably best if your kids don't get addicted to drugs, because if they called you, like Hunter called Joe a few times, you just hang up on him. You just call, like, Eric, are you high? Yeah, Dad, I need help. I don't know why I can't click.
So you got to keep them away. And
yeah, you got to keep them away.
It's much easier to keep them away. Once they get hooked, that's a whole different ballgame. But when you preach to them before they get addicted, because that's what it is. It's an unbelievable chemical addiction and mental addiction and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything else. It's a chemical and a mental addiction, and it's a pseudosexual cosplay style addiction where you just pretend to be addicted.
It's just so much easier.
Yeah, it is so much easier if they never get addicted. If they do get addicted, then I guess fuck them, right? They're just your kids, And if that happens, what are you gonna do? You can't save everybody, right?
If they don't start, it's so much easier.
Right.
Yeah, sure, yeah. That part, I suppose.
That's it. And you're doing such a great job, and you always have concerned with the fentanyl and the drugs coming across the border.
Or fentanyl.
Thank you for what you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the wall is awesome. Like as soon as that thing went up, like nothing got across that border anymore, and certainly the fentanyl didn't rise in the amount crossing the border every year you were in office. And of course the death rate with it.
To make our country great, and unfortunately now it's all being reversed.
Yeah, this all being reversed. Now it's in the drinking water. Now Biden signed that executive order to put fentanyl in the drinking water, and both fentanyl, both of them, whatever works.
It's been reversed at a level that nobody's ever seen. People.
Yes, well, technically speaking, reverse can only be in one direction, just backwards directly. If you reverse too much, you're kind of going back to. Let me give you an example. If you do a reverse in 360, you're just back to going forward. I don't want to. I'm just saying you can only reverse. It reverses always to a degree that everyone has seen before, because that's what reverse means.
Flowing in, drug dealers are flowing in.
They are. They're just surfing. They surf in on a wave of fentanyl, on fentanyl surfboards, wearing fentanyl shorts and fentanyl sunglasses, with just urinating fentanyl all over into the mouths of waiting Americans.
I was working on a deal. Would have happened very quickly with China. They weren't not going to make it.
They weren't not going to make it, so they were going to make it. Interesting.
Going to make it part of the death penalty if they make it in China and put it here. Once I was out.
They were going to make it part of the death penalty if they make it there and put it here.
Nobody ever picked that up.
Nobody even picked that up or whatever. That's been an ongoing thing between the State Department and China the entire time he was in the presidency and while Biden's been in office. And Biden just struck a deal with Xi Jinping like 2 weeks ago. They literally sat down. This was one of the agreements. That's why everybody said that like Xi Jinping came hat in hand and Biden just put Xi's ass in the hat and went, there you go.
Most of it, the fentanyl is made in China.
Right.
No, it's actually fabricated in Mexico with precursors that are made in China, but also some precursors that are made in Arizona. So,
but you have other drugs coming in too, and
you do. I mean, just ask Don Jr.
We had the border the strongest it's ever been. Now it's
thank you, COVID.
It's the weakest it's ever been.
I think it's the wall. I think before the wall, border fine. After the wall, fucked up.
Terrible.
In 3 years,
it is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible.
It's gone from being the strongest. We're the strongest border we've ever had. Human trafficking, largely women.
Right.
I mean, you talk about moms. I mean, human trafficking.
Jesus Christ. Most moms are women. And you get human trafficked, you might turn into a mom, however that works.
Trafficking, what's worse? And it's mostly women. And we had that to the lowest point it was in 51 years.
Right, because of COVID.
We had everything really in great shape in this country. And
yeah, I mean, give or take tens of thousands of Americans dying, obviously.
Now it's just so sad to see.
It is sad to see.
Yeah. Let's talk about education too, right?
Oh boy. He loves the uneducated.
50 million students are in public education,
Dear God, no.
Education system. They have become indoctrination centers.
Oh my God, that's right. Indoctrinated into thinking that gravity is a thing and that the earth is round and that NASA's a thing and some bullshit. And that when mommy and daddy love each other very much and the daddy puts his... I don't think they actually do this gesture in the class, but you get my point. It's filth, flarn filth.
And they are filled with inappropriate materials.
That's right. Yeah. Catcher in the Rye, Lord of the Flies, Bartleby the Scrivener. Fuck, I could still smell that book.
What would you do to help us with education?
Well,
yeah, what would you do to help us with local education? As the head of the federal government, who has next to no say over the books chosen by the states and by the counties themselves, what would you do?
We're going to end that. And
yeah, we're going to totally end public school.
These indoctrination programs are out of control.
They're out of control. I mean, what are they being indoctrinated, if anything, except, I guess, chaos.
Right.
And we're ending it. It's just like, men and women's sports and sexual mutilation of children. Who would think that we'd have to talk about sexual mutilation?
You mean circumcision?
Of children.
You mean like circumcision? You mean like outlawing circumcision because you're filleting a boy without his consent? You just, for no medical reason whatsoever, just a leftover religious practice. You're just so we're gonna stop that? We're gonna sign an executive order, are you? Good luck with that.
If you go back 10 or 15 years and somebody said that, you wouldn't even know what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, we still kind of don't.
And now it's actually a point in a campaign where you have to talk about it.
Right. I don't want to. It grosses me out. I have a very high ick factor.
And many people on the other side think it's okay. I mean, we're not talking for our health. People think it's okay. The sexual mutilation of children, think of it, that we actually have to put that down as a talking point.
As a talking point. Imagine that I actually have to talk about this shit. I don't care. What do I give a fuck? Who does what with their kids? They're all just doomed to be employees anyways in my world. Yeah, his hair is fucked. And granted, I mean, I'm wearing a hat because I was under my desk, so I've got hat head right now. But this is just a test.
Men will not be playing in women's sports. We have to put that down as to talk about.
Right.
Who would ever think you'd allow men to play in women's sports?
No.
So the world has gone crazy, but this country has gone crazy.
Yeah, in spite of the world going crazy, America has also gone crazy.
It sure has. And those are two huge issues that
They're huge. They're so huge.
moms are talking about all the time. Gender confusion, right? It's like you said, it's an all-time high.
Right.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump actually thinks he's a man. Can you imagine? With that physique and that face and this teeny little hands, he actually thinks he's a man. And I don't mean a male or man in that respect. I mean just like character traits.
That you're going to help protect our children because
it
is horrific.
And we'll do it fast, too.
We'll do it fast. We'll just say, you're a boy, you're a girl, that's that. Fuck it. Off we go. I don't whatever. We don't have to no discussion. That's it. So fast, handled. Except, if you like that kind of thing, you can look in the back of the LA Weekly and you can pay a little extra, and that's what you're for. If you want to go, I suppose, some of my staff like going to Thailand for whatever reason. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But I don't want to hear about it. I will solve so many problems just by sticking my fingers in my ears and going la la la. Thanks to these
orders left and right. We'll do it fast. It's gone totally out of control. And what I don't understand, who could think this is good?
No one.
Who could think, unless you're trying to destroy our country, who could think this is good?
Parental.
Just ending that. So, who could think this is good unless you're trying to destroy our country? Whatever that thing you were talking about, I've literally forgotten. I don't know what you just said. What were we just talking about? It's terrible, whatever it is. And who could imagine such a thing? What'd she say? What was my idea?
Rights really goes on the hand in hand with this. Mm-hmm. Moms are so concerned about their parental rights, right?
Yeah, the parental rights, especially mom's rights. Obviously not both parents, because fuck the dads, right? They're not even in this organization, whatever this whole mom's thing. If
they go to a school board meeting, they're a domestic terrorist.
No, you don't. You're not a domestic terrorist just for going to a school board meeting. I've been to several, and there have been some loudmouths there. You don't get branded a domestic terrorist just for doing that. You get branded a domestic terrorist for threatening to send a letter bomb to the vice principal because you're an idiot.
They don't agree with something, then all of a sudden their children may be taken away.
If they don't agree with something, all of a sudden their children will be taken away. What thing do you not agree with? Could it be something like You don't agree with the idea that you shouldn't put out cigarettes on your kid's back? Maybe that's the thing. Is that what the disagreement is? Because in that case, the state might have an interest on behalf of the child.
How will you protect
So
parental
that's a
rights?
third category. You talk about parental rights.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't think that, like, you have parental rights, we are with you for parental rights?
Right.
Again, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you wouldn't have to talk about that. Of course.
Bullshit. When I was growing up, who remembers like when sex ed was really starting to be taught in schools, and every so often there'd be like a controversial book, or there's like dust ups around, like parents groups and shit like that, all throughout, like since I was a kid, and it would just flow, like every so often it would spike over some particular issue. But it would be there'd be kind of a stalemate between the education system to make sure that generally every kid has the most education we can lay on them before they head out into the world. And then the parents who are like, no, I would like my kid to be a religious fanatic and a dumbass who doesn't know shit and ends up, getting somebody pregnant before they're married when they're a teenager because I pretend that those thoughts don't exist. Like that, you're just calling it parental rights now. It's the same shit. It's the same argument.
You have parental rights. Today, they take away your parental rights.
Yeah.
Do they? By what? By teaching the kid? What is it? What is it? Here's the thing. I know what she means. She means gender-related material or gay material that's in the libraries, and maybe they teach kids that being gay is natural or being trans is natural, and that freaks her out, and that's what she's talking about. And honestly, that's what and that they should be able to interrupt the school board meetings and insist that this stuff not be taught because they have, 8 or 10 kids in the school are raised by bigots, and they think their kids are so fucking dough-headed that they can be hypnotized into being, queer or trans or something like that. And so that's what she's worried about. That's what she thinks. Trump has no idea what the fuck she's talking about. He has no idea he just knows it's a buzz phrase, but he doesn't know why your parental rights are up for grabs. Listen to this fuckhead.
Have parental rights. We are with you for parental rights.
Right.
Again, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you wouldn't have to talk about that. Of course you have parental rights. Today, they take away your parental rights.
See, he's just saying the words, like, by the way, Sioux City. Who's here from Sioux City? Who's Sioux City? Sioux City is such a Sioux City. Does anybody actually live in Sioux City? Is anyone going to play Sun City? Oops, sorry.
They are.
And I think the Republicans are going to do very well in this coming election.
Oh, fuck off. They're going to be great on things like parental rights, which are very important to some people, especially moms who are doing a fantastic job being mothers, I think.
If we
don't, in the category of mothering.
if we don't win the election, the presidential election of 2024, it's going to be the most important election in the history of our country. I think
She's like, oh, I agree. Oh, God.
Country is going to be essentially finished.
Essentially finished. So if you're a mom and you have a kid and we lose, you probably should just smother them with a pillow. Honestly, I don't even know if you're going to want to be a mom. I don't know anybody would be a mom right now. If you already have kids and we don't get in there effectively, I would just take your kid, put him in a bassinet, and send him down the river like Moses, and hope there's not crocodiles, I guess.
That's what we're hearing all across the country. The moms are, I hate to say
Well, they
this
have to
word,
vote
but
for Trump.
terrified.
They have.
I hate to say this word, but terrified. All the moms I talk to, from Moms for Liberty and Moms for America and moms who are MAGA, all the MAGA moms are very upset that you're not president. And it's interesting that other moms are just busy, like, momming and shit, and I don't get it.
To vote for
I was like, how can you mom at a time like this? Trump isn't even president.
Trump. Look, the Republicans talk in terms of religion. They're going after the Catholic Church. They go.
What? Wait.
Across the country, the moms are, I hate to say
Well, they
this
have to
word,
vote
but
for Trump.
terrified.
They have to vote for Trump. Look,
Yeah, they have to. They got to vote for Trump, okay? I don't know what else to tell you.
Republicans talk in terms of religion. They're going after the Catholic Church. They're going after Protestants.
The president is Catholic, you dumbass. Biden is Catholic, and he actually goes to church. He knows that it's 2 Corinthians and not 2 Corinthians. You Dumas.
They're going after evangelicals. They're going after so many groups. It's not even possible to think this way.
Yeah, it's not even possible to, I don't even know, Catholics and evangelicals. Are there other kinds of Christians? I don't know. The Methodists are next, obviously.
And then you'll have Catholics, as an example, where they're really, something happened. I'm saying, what did they do wrong?
Jesus Christ. Nothing. What are you talking about? This has to do specifically with a pro-life group that had an Orthodox Catholic dude who was pro-life, who was blocking entrance to abortion clinics and shoved someone. Nobody gives a rat fuck about Catholics in general. What are you talking about?
But they're going after Catholics at a level that nobody's seen before.
Nobody's seen before. Jesus Christ. You just don't know shit about the Kennedy election or anything, do you? That's just
this country. Now, why would a Catholic vote for a guy like Biden?
Because he's a Catholic. Oh, God. Hey, he's... Because he's a Catholic that goes to Mass every week.
It doesn't make sense.
That's because you don't go to church and you never have.
But I think we're going to win. And
with the Catholics, who obviously hate this Catholic president.
We don't win, big trouble.
I think you're going to.
We don't win, no good, it's not good. If you don't believe me, ask the Catholics, who I'm not one, but I hear it's terrible.
I win too. Mandates and the COVID vaccine.
Oh, that was an edit. Back up. This is, by the way, this is a 15-minute interview. They cut it down for him. This is how they made it make sense.
I think we're going to win. And if we don't win, big trouble.
I think you're going to win too. Mandates and the.
Yeah, I think you're going to win too. Mandates and so they cut out whatever his babble, or he had to go take a shit or something.
COVID vaccine mandates. They're back in discussion now. Well,
yeah, they're back in discussion now. No, they're not. Not at all. Like you are rehashing an old talking point that started while he was fucking president and ended under Biden.
Here I am like an idiot.
What would that be under your administration?
So
you'll protect us, I know, with those
yes,
mandates.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'll protect us from those mandates and stuff. Here's the thing. I want to send my kids to school without a measles or a whooping cough or a chicken pox vaccine, and just assume that, if some of the other kids aren't supposed to survive measles, they just won't. And by the grace of the Lord, my kids will survive, and then the weak ones will die, which is the way nature and Jesus and mostly Paul and sort of Mark, because he was a bit of an asshole, and some of the apostles wanted it.
And the mandates are gone, and the mask mandates are gone. All of the mandates are gone. It's got to be choice. You have to have choice. Some people want to do this. They want to take the vaccine, and other people don't. And you have to have choice. And feeding it to children where they don't need it.
Feeding it to children. You do realize it's still an injection, right?
Anywhere near the extent, but really, essentially, they don't need it is absolutely crazy. So,
yeah, to the extent they don't need it, yes, but that's the point. Is when they do, it's extra bad when your child dies of it, and it's not necessary.
The mandates are gone. There'll be no mandates.
Right. We don't have a mandate right now. There's still no mandate.
We let governors make those decisions, which is the federalist system, which is the way it should be.
Which is the way it is, and the way it was even under Biden.
And a lot of Republican governors got it right. They didn't do the big closures, and if it was closed for a much lesser period of time.
Right. That's why their death rate was higher.
South Carolina was great, and South Dakota was great, and some of the states were absolutely.
Yeah, the ones with South in the title, the ones that either were wholly isolated or just you couldn't catch it. You can't catch COVID from somebody who's a mile and a half down the road.
Absolutely great, and some didn't do as well. The ones that did really poorly, though, were the Democrat-run states. They
You mean the ones with all the people?
shut down everything.
You mean the ones with all the people?
And their numbers were the same or worse.
You mean because their populations are higher?
Which is sort of, you would think that wouldn't be possible, actually. They would have a shutdown that was incredible. And then
It was incredible. It was an incredible shutdown. Like, as shutdowns go, I got to say, just some excellent shutdown. Yeah, incredible.
numbers were worse.
Yeah, their numbers were worse in terms of population.
So, no, some of our Republican governors did a fantastic job.
Some of them, most of them not.
Yeah. The economy. Moms are figuring out what to do. Can they buy a gallon of milk or a gallon of gas?
Well, it's, because they're obviously, a lot of them, because they're women, they don't know that sometimes they'll pour the gasoline in the child and the milk in the car because women don't know man stuff, like car stuff. I don't drive, but I've heard this a lot about moms in the circumstance of momming.
Yeah,
I mean,
pretty bad.
it is so bad.
It's so bad. Yeah. I mean, I would just go for the gasoline. Just put half of it in your car and the other half in your kid, I guess.
incredible. I'm going shopping. My grocery bill is tripled.
Yep, we're going to be drilling.
Tripled. Has it now?
Like you haven't seen before.
Hold on. We're going to, nobody's ever seen.
My grocery bill is tripled.
Yep, we're going to be drilling like you haven't seen before. We're going to get the energy down. When the energy comes down, everything else is going to, it's such a big category.
Yeah, eggs aren't expensive. It's just getting them there because nobody has any gasoline. And also, oil is the highest that it's ever been, at the same number it was in 2019.
That's what started the inflation. Inflation is a country buster. It breaks up countries.
Really? Is that why you're saying that Erdogan's and Orban are both A, interchangeable, and B, great leaders? You do realize, we have the lowest inflation in the industrialized world.
You go back 200 years, 300 years, and you take a look.
Yeah, no, 200 years, inflation was not a thing. Yeah, inflation is really an aspect of the modern central bank concept. Yeah. Fuck it. You know what? I take it back. 1,000 years ago, that's what brought down Jericho, not the horns, not, Samson didn't push the walls down. No, it was clearly inflation.
Inflation is a country buster, and we had the worst inflation in 72 years.
Oh, you mean because the country started up after being shut down, essentially, and Americans had more money to spend than anybody else because of the stimulus, and therefore they were able to buy stuff and get ahead of everyone else. And so they were jockeying to purchase things that were from other countries and they were paying a premium to get in line in front of other people.
And what we're doing is we'll be getting the energy prices way down. Everything else is going to follow. Interest rates are going to follow. You'll be able to buy a house again.
People can still buy houses.
A lot of good things are going to happen.
They are, especially since interest rates are at what, 2005 levels?
Food prices will start coming down too.
Yeah, because, food, most food is made from oil.
And when they say, oh, gee, we only have 4 or 5% inflation now, first of all, they're not adding certain categories to that.
Yeah, they don't add certain categories, like the cost of costs.
But most importantly, when you take a look at what they're saying and what they're doing, everything is the opposite of what it should be.
I see. All right. Well, I guess that explains. If you look at what they're saying, what they're doing, everything is the opposite of what should be. Well, then I guess all I have to do is say, what's the opposite of what they're doing? So the infrastructure bill and I guess having a functioning budget, and I guess helping small businesses get back on their feet, and seed money and grant money for people to start again after being wiped out by COVID, and getting everybody vaccinated, and all that shit. I guess we should just do none of that. The stock market rally, all that stuff, the soft landing. They should do a hard landing. They should have forced. I guess the keeping the unemployment number low, that's a mistake, obviously.
Every single thing they do is the opposite.
Is it? It's like, are you going to kind of, you realize, are you going to realize you don't have time to do the whole April Fool's thing, and it's not really a great bit anyways, and so you're just going to kind of get near it and then just go, fuck it.
So we're going to get the energy costs down. Other things are going to follow, and interest rates, very importantly, will follow.
Why? Why? If people aren't, all right, if interest rates are based on the prevalence of money and the rising costs of things in general, because there's too much money in the system, which is what these assholes believe, then if you lower the cost of fuel, it just makes more money in the system because you're not having to spend it on fuel. If you have this, if there's less money to, if you, because like money and medicine are very, like money for medicine and money for oil and gas are very similar. Natural gas for your house, or even your electricity costs for your home, are non-negotiable. I mean, you can turn some lights out, you can drive a little less, but at a certain point, you got to get to fucking work, right? That's the idea, is that you can only lower it so much. So if you drop the cost of gas, the reason it has like an infusion, it creates an infusion of funds into the system, is because you no longer have to spend it on this thing that you're literally setting on fire. You're burning money when you pay for fuel, especially, non-renewables, for fossil fuels. When you're doing that, it's gone. If you cut gas prices in half, you're just going to spend that money elsewhere. And that money is going to be in the market and drive inflation in its own way. That's the Volckerite's belief system. He doesn't even know what the fuck I don't know why he thinks that would lead to the other. That if you freed up money that people are spending on gas, that they just won't spend it, and it won't affect the amount of money in the system.
What about family?
What about family? Tell us about family. You know, that thing that skeeves you out.
A lot about the importance of family.
You do. You talk about it a lot, but then we really don't see you like hug your kids or touch them, except Ivanka, obviously. And we never see you guys together for holidays, which is fucking weird.
How important it is to you.
Right. You say that, but we never see it.
How can we restore our families again? Give that.
Yeah, tell us. You're great at, family gatherings, with your family being family people when you're familying. What chance do the rest of us have with family stuff when you're so good at familying,
Hope. America's built on the family unit.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it was built on the family unit. It was a necessary part of the procreation process, but...
Family and God.
Yeah.
Yeah, family and God right on top of it. That's the foundation, family and God. Yelling, oh God, before you spurg into your woman person, who I guess in terms of being a mom eventually, you yell, oh God, and then she makes a thing come out of her that makes her unattractive from that point on, and then you have her take care of it while you leave.
Okay, you take a look at religion, where it's just not. COVID, I think, probably hurt it badly, but it's just not what it was.
Religion is not what it was. Yeah, I get that. I see. So it's not. It was in general, in an abstract sense, religion is no longer religious, or
when people have that feeling of God,
when they have that feeling of God, exactly. That's how I would put it.
They want God in their lives. It just works out a lot better.
It does if they want God in their life. It's bad when they don't want God in their life, and then there's God like looking over your shoulder, and you're like, excuse me, I'm trying to fuck this porn star, and before my wife figures out that I'm gone, I only need about a minute and a half. If you could just turn away for a second, God shows up at the most inopportune times.
And it really is.
Tell me all your thoughts on God, 'cause I'd really like to see her naked.
It's out better for a country.
Right. Faith.
It is a lot better for our country if people want to have God in their life and not if it's forced in. Although some force, not so bad, dude.
Family and freedom. That's it.
It's true. It's true. No,
You're in you're in Kansas City, Missouri. Hi, lucky roller. Well, I'll see you there someday soon.
families are a very important thing. You people
They are families. I agree. Finally, you know what I mean? Finally, someone says it. Families are a very important thing.
do a great job. I mean,
Thank you.
Wait,
it's true. It's true. No, families are a very important thing. You people do a great job. I mean,
you people with your families, you mom people do great job. You're excellent familying.
Thank you.
it's
Thank you. Thanks so much. It's wonderful. It's just, I've learned so much about, myself as a mom. Hey, tell them the part about how you and your husband was already family before you got married. Ain't no shame in that. Most of the ladies that I've met at the Moms for America key parties introduce their husbands as their cousin accidentally. Like, right, they get like, oh, shit. Oh, oops. That messed it up. That's, ain't no shame on that, man. Hey, the great thing about it is sometimes it makes your eyes closer together. Sometimes it pushes them farther apart.
it's really what you've done is amazing.
It is amazing what you've done with your vagina and your uterus and those mom parts. It's incredible.
How do you do this?
How do you do this? How do you bullshit so freely? And I guess it's more about me. I got to be honest, because I have to be a dough-headed motherfucker to think you're actually saying something. And here I am listening to you and nodding, and I catch myself nodding, and I'm like, what is wrong with me?
Where do you draw your strength from? We're talking about faith. Where do you?
Yes. Okay. Hey, dum-dum. She wants you to say God. It's super easy. It's a fucking layup. Just say, God and my faith gives me the strength, and also I have a deep belief in the American people. This place, America, gives me a lot of faith because whatever. That's what she's asking for. Not difficult at all.
How do you do this
How do you do it besides amphetamines?
every day? How do you get up and fight for every single one of us?
It's probably the biggest question I get. The second biggest would be they're not going to be allowed to do it again. Okay, you know what that means. Okay, that's.
Oh, I see. By the way, this is, I don't know, this sort of odd slip that comes out. But the reason he goes, the second question I get is they're not going to steal the election from us again, are they? Because he's talked people into not voting.
Number two, but number one is, how do you do it? One of the reasons is that I have the highest poll numbers people have virtually ever seen.
Yeah, and yet your crowds are smaller. That doesn't... Has it ever occurred to you that you might be paying people to bullshit you? Nah.
You're beating these people by 60 points, and we're beating Biden by a lot. And that gives us hope, because if we take over the country from the standpoint of winning the election of
From the standpoint of winning
2024, it's all going to be okay. We're going to make it, not only make America great again, we're going to make it better than ever before. And we're going to get rid of the horrible people, some of these people.
Horrible.
From prisons, from mental institutions. They're coming in from prisons, mental institutions, and many terrorists. We're going to get them out. It's going to be a mass deportation and get them out. And we're getting them back to their countries where they...
Yeah. She didn't ask you about the border, or so she asked you where you get your strength from, and your answer is my poll numbers, and what really gives me the strength is the idea that I will be able to kick out millions of illegals. That's what gets me up in the morning, is just when I see all these brownish people who work at Mar-a-Lago, and I was like, oh, if I could just kick them out. Obviously not these folks, because I pay them under the table and I don't have to check their papers, because oddly nobody gives me any shit about it now that I'm a former president. I can hire all the illegals I want at Mar-a-Lago. But everywhere else, ugh, am I right? Like, I go to Iowa and you see people who might be of whatever, like Hispanic, in terms of Hispanic, when you hear about that, you're like, what is this?
Came from many of them right out of jails and prisons.
Yeah, but some of them, here's the thing. If they didn't come right out of jails and prisons, how do you know that they're criminal? You know what? I take it back. You can tell by looking at them. You can just look at them, right? That's clear. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. What's back here? Is it this one? Yeah. See if this is. I'm checking all my buttons to see if they work. Play, you silly. I guess it didn't work. The other Trump idiot one worked. Hold on. This is a test. I got carried away. See what happens when you get carried away? Like an asshole.
Who wants people coming in from foreign countries?
There you go. That's it.
So if we win this election, which we have to, I don't think we have a choice.
Right.
Well, you don't, because when you lose, you're going to jail and staying there, stupid.
We're going to make our country great again, and maybe better than ever before.
And
I don't know how. I mean, how do you improve on perfection? The last year of your presidency, I mean, this lady's idea of heaven. Come on.
safety is another huge issue.
Oh, huge safety, obviously.
For moms, we're just
moms.
It's troubling times to raise a family.
Yep.
Would you just share some words of encouragement to our moms?
Yeah, could you tell moms how you're just gonna like reinstitute kind of quick trials and the death penalty for the shit of it?
Moms, some hope, because I know that you're talking about.
Yeah, look, I know you want him to bullshit you, and I know you need him to bullshit you, and I know you don't really have much, other choices, because you do, and you just told them to go fuck themselves, I guess, Nikki Haley and DeSantis and that crowd. So you're responsible for your own hope. Cowboy the fuck up, lady.
About saving America.
Yeah, tell them, say something about saving America that'll tide us over for the next year.
And we need to hear from you.
Yeah, from you. Say something that'll fix all this without actually fixing it.
Some great encouraging words, because
yeah, say something. Say anything. Fucking hell.
We need it.
If you're in a good system,
Yeah.
if we get what we're getting, where we have proper people coming into our country legally, if we get the prisoners and the people, murderers, drug deals pouring into our country, we get them out, our system is good, the chances of a mom being successful are much greater, and it's much easier.
What is that? What hold on. What is this absolute turd storm of nonsense? What? Give some encouraging words. We have a terrible system. That's a great system if we can get the murderers out.
Some great encouraging words, because.
Great encouraging words. Here it comes. Now, if this was Joe Biden, he'd say, honestly, I've never been more optimistic about America than I am right now. Between the infrastructure bill and our investment in green tech, we're looking at a better future for Americans. We're reshoring manufacturing jobs, good, high-paying union jobs, the kind that built the middle class to the size it was, in previous generations. We're going to keep that growing. Bottom up, middle out. Everybody does well. I feel good about where we're going. Or that's what you'd say. That's what you'd say. And we have challenges, but we've got to answer them. And I'm working with mayors and governors all over the country on the regular to try and answer those issues. And I want you to know that you're not forgotten in these things. When you hear about these bigger issues, you hear news stories about us dealing with big issues. But that's what we have the State Department for. That's what we have the DOD for. And that's why I know that in hiring the right people and having the right people in my cabinet, I know that we can handle these issues, and righting some of the wrongs from the Trump administration takes some work and some time, but we're making progress.
We need it.
Yeah, and instead, here's what he says. See if you can make out what the duck fuck he is talking about.
If you're in a good system, if we get what we're getting where we
if you're in a good system, if you get what we're getting,
have proper people coming into our country legally.
If you have proper people coming into our country legally.
If we get the prisoners and the people, murderers, drug deals pouring into our country.
If you get those pouring into our country.
We get them out.
You get them out after they poured in, obviously.
Our system is good.
It is a good system.
The chances of a mom being successful are much greater.
At momming, yeah, that's true. At doing a fantastic job at momming.
Greater, and it's much easier.
It is much easier if we have a good system that fixes the bad system with that system in place.
Otherwise, it's a very difficult thing for a mom.
It is. And by the way, these are the encouraging words.
We're in a bad system.
Yeah, I feel more encouraged with every sentence.
Right.
And that system is turning very bad right now.
Yeah, I feel, hey, moms, do you feel better? Aren't you glad she asked this question?
With Biden and these people.
These people.
It's turning Marxist and fascist and communist.
Yeah, maybe he's, I don't know, maybe he lives in the upside down.
A horrible system.
It is a horrible system. If you have a good system, it's great and it's easy for moms, but we have a horrible system. And that's not going to change. So I don't know what to tell you. I would just fill your kids with cough syrup until they pass out until I can take over. I don't know what other thing to tell you. It's probably best if they sleep through it. Maybe a medically induced coma or something.
They go after political opponents. All of the things they do.
Yeah, all the things they do.
But when we get it going, it's going to make it a lot easier for moms, and that's what I want to do.
You do realize the election's not for another year, and the inauguration wouldn't be for a year and change. So if we're in hell and Marxist, fascist, communist take over, and the people you say stole the election are in charge, how the fuck? Why would they vote? Why wouldn't they just leave? What the fuck?
Well, thank you, President.
Thank you. I feel so encouraged. Honestly, I am panicking. I have to say, I am having a little bit of a palpitation. And might need a little something and maybe stop by the Mar-a-Lago bar, take the edge off a little margarita. I hear they're very salty here and you wake up with your pants on backwards, but I'm going to give them a try.
Trump, we blessings to you, and thank you for taking time with the Moms for America podcast. We do appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
God bless.
Great honor. Thank you.
Great honor. Thank you. So good.
Thank you.
Was that good? Did I say all the mom stuff? What happened? I don't know. Does anybody know? Ugh. Well, I like a successful test, everybody. I think we managed okay. Sonically, let's see, you guys look okay up there. All the screens are in the right place. Let's see. If I have, I don't even know if this works, but hold on. Jamie, put up that thing where I fixed the thing, and yeah, put the thing up put it up on the big screen. That article I was looking at about how they're outlawing, that Biden wants to outlaw moms because Catholics hate procreation, and they're all the Biden and the Pope are conspiring to get rid of pregnancy and forced contraception on everyone. Remember, Jamie, put my, holy fuck, I'm alone. Did I fall asleep in the chair again? Who am I talking to? Shit. There you go. Mom's hand dropped for, oh God. All right. So, that worked. Thanks for jumping in here, guys. I appreciate it. Just popping in to check the system so that it'll work for the, and the irony is setting up the system. And then I got to go to LA this week, and stay through the week. So yeah, wish me luck. As I try to limp through the shows on, Tuesday through Saturday because of, work, family trip and work and being in LA for stuff. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, but at least I know when I come home, this will be awesome. It'll be all up and running, and tomorrow's shows will be off. We'll be on the, on schedule. Without Bobcat, we won't know if the system works. Thank you very much. I can't do it right now because everybody's sleeping. Okay. Fantastic. I think everyone's sleeping because the earth is flat and God flips it like it's a hockey game. All right now. So I'll see you guys later. Take care of yourself and take care of somebody else. See you in the morning for the morning show. Like, subscribe. Getting sleepy. It's just, oh God. Did I dream this whole show? Oh, and thanks to you guys that super chatted. I didn't get the chance to say hi because I was busy checking everything. But thank you guys so much. Cheers. Give it a like on your way out the door. See you in the morning.